interior space, living space and volume on a power yacht on an LOA per LOA basis is almost always larger on a power yacht than a sailing yacht. So you've got more creature comforts in a 50-foot power yacht than in a 50-foot sailing yacht. That's probably the first and foremost benefit. Second benefit would be that, as a general rule, power boats are more stable, you don't move around as much in a seaway. And probably the third benefit is there is more what I call guest space. There's always, or most of the time, there's a larger salon area, there's a larger rear deck area, there are more guest rooms available, so that people who get to the stage where they like to have kids, grandkids, and friends on board and do more entertaining on the water than they did before, find that a power boat is a lot more convenient from that perspective. Plus they are, of course, a lot easier to run because they've got an engine, essentially, and internal systems. They don't have a mast, sails, furlers, on and on. So power boats will go faster than sailboats, almost as a general rule, and they are independent of the strength or the direction of the wind, but they are, of course, more expensive to operate. You can run a 50-foot sailing yacht on a single small diesel at 8 knots for about a gallon of fuel an hour, whereas a power boat, a 50-foot power boat, running at 22 to 25 knots will burn 40 to 60 gallons an hour. One of the other major differences that I notice is you have to get to a certain critical size in a power yacht before you can venture offshore, significantly offshore. A 40-foot sailing yacht can sail very well from Newport to Bermuda. It takes 5 days, and the chances are very high, if it's a well-found boat and it's well sailed, that she will arrive safely. You need, in a power boat, you need a minimum size probably of 80 to 90 feet before you should attempt that same trip, because they are not as seaworthy and they're not able to handle seas, heavy sea motion and storm conditions nearly as well as a sailing yacht, a well-built sailing yacht. So that's another factor. Now, most people, though, that get to a certain stage in life and have been sailing all their life have probably already done a fair amount of offshore sailing. So what they're looking for is, in the afternoon and evening of their years, they're staying a little closer to shore, maybe going to the Bahamas, maybe even making their way to the Caribbean, but you can do that without going offshore on long offshore passages. So for an older couple, not being able to set off and sail around the world as easily is not so much of a handicap.